Ladies and gentlemen, this is former WCW and TNA ring announcer David Penzer, also author of Sitting Ringside Volume 1, and you are watching and listening to TNA Cross the Line podcast.
TNA Wrestling, Cross the Line.
And we're back with episode 333 of the TNA Cross the Line podcast. I am Bob Colling Jr. and with me as always is Dallas Gridley. And before you wonder, yes, I do in fact have a head cold. So you're just going to have to deal with it. It's not RFK Jr. It's me, Bob. The real Bob, not the fake Bob. And on this episode, we are coming out of Turning Point 2007. And there is a whole lot of potential drama, not even on the screen, more so backstage, which Dallas will be getting into in the Observer Notes here in a few minutes. But coming out of Turning Point, we have a new, maybe potential alliance here to combat the Angle Alliance. Because if you're tuning into this wondering, hey, what happened with the Outsiders? That's part of the backstage potential drama here, because one of them wasn't there, and we'll get into that later. But Eric Young showed up and got to help his buddies battle the Angle Alliance. Of course, we had the 10,000 tax. We had a women's knockout title match, tables match, and overall, it was actually a pretty good show that we both enjoyed. And now it's just going to be a matter of what did the masses think in 2007. When I say the masses, I mean the typical 60 people that shared their feedback to the Observer newsletter. So Dallas, coming out of Turning Point 2007, just how much drama is there backstage at the Impact Zone?
There's enough drama to fill up the year 2007, and we're in December. There's a lot of stuff that is going on backstage coming out of Turning Point, and it's a lot. We got a lot to discuss here, and I'm actually really excited about this. I was doing these notes yesterday to prepare for this episode, and I was like, we haven't had some shit to talk about like this in a while, so I'm actually quite excited to get into it. So, without further ado, let's do it. As you just noted, we actually enjoyed the show. It was not bad. Actually, I think probably better than we were expecting, which was great for us, especially watching 2 hours and 53 minutes or whatever it was. So, as you said, the masses. What did you think the masses thought from the Wrestling Observer newsletter? And here, I'll tell you, 115 people voted. So a little bit more than you were anticipating.
Almost double. I'm gonna say they went thumbs down.
So they did. A majority of them did. It's actually, wow. I was pretty surprised to see this after we enjoyed the show. 63.5% gave it a thumbs down. That's 73 votes. 16.5% gave it a thumbs up, or 19, and 20% or 23 were in the middle. And we could guess why. I think there's one very big thing that you already noted, which is probably a huge reason why a lot of people did not enjoy the show, and that was Scott Hall not showing up. But hey, it is what it is. Now, what do you think I voted on as the best match of the show?
The best match, I will say, was Kim and Kong.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was, to me, watching the show, easily, it didn't even come close. Kong and Kim got 37 votes to come in number one. Booker and Kaz versus Cage and Rude got 25 votes in second place. Team 3D and Devine against the Machine Guns, and Lethal got 23 votes. And then Abyss and Raven versus Rellik and Black Reign got 10. So even they were in the top 4 best matches voted on by the people, which is those names getting voted to be able to be ranked as one of the top matches is pretty surprising, because usually that is not the case.
Well, people like their hardcore stuff. I mean, and that match did get a lot of like promotion.
That's true. It really did. So, and I think it was actually one of the better hardcore like brawl style matches we've seen in a little while. So I really liked it. Well, and then the flip of the coin here. What was the worst match, do you think, that got voted on?
The tag team women's match.
That was actually in second place.
That's okay.
With 24 votes.
Feast or Fired, maybe?
Yeah, it was. It was Feast or Fired with 43, so significant people did not enjoy that match. In third place was the main event, where Eric Young replaced Scott Hall to team with Joe and Nash to take on the Angle Alliance with 18 votes. And then, as I was just talking up that hardcore match, it actually got 11 votes for the worst bowl. So technically, one more person thought it was the worst match compared to people who thought it was the best match. But it also ranked 4th in both spots, which is kind of funny. It's weird how that works out, but
that's kind of incredible, honestly. That just shows you the varying tastes amongst wrestling fans.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're gonna dive right in. Let me scroll to the top of my page here. Actually, you know what? Right before we get to Turning Point, let me get some bullshit out of the way. We always do the ratings for the Impact that was before. I usually say it after for some reason. Let me just say it first. Let me get this out of the way, and then we're going to talk about Turning Point, and then we're just going to get right into the show. Then we don't have anything else to talk about. So the TNA Impact on November 19th did a 1.05 rating. Now, actually, I don't think it was on the 19th, if I'm remembering correctly. That might have been a replay. I'm just checking again. Yeah, because the 19th is that, or was it on the 19th? No, it wasn't. But so he might have the date wrong here, but it had 1.4 million viewers, but that's misleading. The show started about 10 minutes late as CSI went long, but the 1.32 first quarter, mostly for CSI, got credited to TNA. Impact actually should be listed at doing a 1.00 rating.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense. CSI is a taped show. I mean, how did it run late?
They must have just had something else that threw off the whole schedule or something like that. I'd have to assume. I always think it's weird when that does happen, though. Maybe a movie played earlier in the day.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Could have been. The first measurable quarter was 0.98 for Young and Kim versus Rude and Hemi. Wait, that's a typo. It's not Rude. It's Jimmy Rave. And I know this because I literally just looked at these pictures this morning. Then James Storm, Eric Young, beer drinking angle lost 91,000 viewers. Team 3D versus Dutton Lethal in the street fight gained 117,000 viewers. Rhino vs. Rellik and backstage stuff with Christian gained 39,000 viewers. And then Booker and Rude, which was Booker's first TV match, gained 26,000 viewers. And then even worse, the strong main event with Kaz, Joe, Abyss, and Scott Steiner versus the Angle Alliance and Christian lost 40,000 viewers. So, that was kind of, we kind of decreased a little bit, probably more than the normal toward the end there. But hey, it happens. Okay, I'm going to scroll back up here, and then I'm going to have to dip back down here because there's a talking point. But that's our rating stuff for the last episode of Impact, so that's out of the way. So, Bob, it's been a crazy week for TNA. We had 2 major no-shows on the pay-per-view, a worked shoot angle, a match on pay-per-view where the results won't come out until TV nearly 2 weeks later, a supposed breaking of the script, 2 wrestlers quitting, and a bunch looking elsewhere, a pep talk, an emotional rant followed by an apology, and a whole lot more.
Oh my God, there was 2 no-shows? I don't remember the other one.
I was gonna mention it earlier, and I said, you know what, we're gonna talk about it because when I first was reading this, I said, who else no-showed? Well, hang on, we'll get there. And if some of that other stuff is sounding not familiar, people quitting the pep talk, well, that's because we're about to talk about all of that right now. I told you this is a loaded episode.
Holy shit! I was not
Okay.
expecting you to have just a laundry list of like, yep, the boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, it's a lot. So Turning Point on December 2nd was not one of the company's better shows, Dave Meltzer says. The show's storyline was something of an ongoing reality as Scott Hall contacted the promotion and claimed to be suffering from food poisoning. As the show went on, nobody in the promotion knew if he was going to show up or not. They did a show-long storyline where Samoa Joe was mad at Kevin Nash and the former stars for coming in, making more money, and then not producing, while the rest of the locker room busted their ass and would have given anything to be on the pay-per-view main event. They even had Kurt Angle give Joe a speech about how Hall and Nash are washed up and using him because he was an athlete who could go. And that was when he confronted him in the locker room there. Mm-hmm. The main event saw Angle and Tomko and AJ Styles come out to face Nash and Joe. Joe was told by management to go out and do a promo to bury Hall for no-showing. Somewhere in the promo, which wasn't planned much ahead of time because nobody knew if Hall was going to come, the story is that Joe went off track and went into business for himself. The strange part, aside from the whole show building to the promo, was the signs of the Vince Russo worked shoot playbook, including telling everyone it's a shoot, and looking at Dixie Carter and saying that they could fire him if they didn't like it. Nash, in the ring, looked furious that he was getting buried in the promo. Joe's purpose by management was because they thought that the fans loved Joe as a babyface to make it seem like it was Hall's fault, and then build up the people that to make people accept Eric Young as the third man. Joe's shoot promo, which would have tore the house down in Ring of Honor, didn't get over to the TNA fan base. It was a telling sign because Joe was critical of TNA bringing in, quote, superstars, and it was clear that the reaction that the live crowd, while they enjoyed the action provided by wrestlers who became names in TNA, they do see the old names and former WWE names like Nash as the real stars, even if they joke their way through the system and don't produce in the ring. Joe made a reference to himself as the best wrestler in the business, which is the deal that Paul Heyman would do to his champions in ECW, or Gabe Sapolsky would do to his champions in Ring of Honor, to show fan support to their homegrown stars. These fans didn't buy it when Joe said in the least. Fans also didn't accept Young as the third man, as there was a big difference between an undercard comedy act who was out there for laughs and being accepted in a pay-per-view main event. That speech went several minutes long, cutting in the main event short. The match wasn't bad, but it was flat to the crowd. When Joe pinned Tomko with the Muscle Buster to win, it came off as disappointing ending to a lackluster show. So, I'm going to pause there for 1 second because I'm going to scroll down to something at the bottom of my notes. Because Dave makes an interesting point, and I think this is a good time to bring it up. Because we're running into this worked versus shoot stuff here in TNA, and so much of this, as we just noted, has the fingerprints of things of the past on it, right? Vince Russo's DNA is on this this worked shoot kind of stuff. And he makes an interesting point, which I don't even really recall this too much. But the company has tried to work the boys before. When Abyss was thinking about leaving for WWE, and then he changed his mind, they worked everyone. Hall and Nash were pissed because Abyss did run-in right as they were leaving, and they weren't told about it, and found it completely unprofessional. Then they also did the thing with Russo and Roddy Piper. That's way back in the Asylum days. And then now I don't have official reporting on this, but they are mentioning the Tracy Brooks fainting ringside thing, which Bob called it as a work, but I had no evidence that it wasn't or wasn't a work or was a work. But he said, which only served to ruin the Samoa Joe versus Robert Roode match because nobody cared about the match at that point. And he says, I think that the problem here is the total and complete disregard for what has and hasn't drawn. And if this stuff worked in WCW, then it's great. It's viable. But it failed miserably when they were doing this stuff in WCW. So
He's suggesting that Tracy was a work painting?
Yeah, that's the only time that has been noted that it is potentially a work.
Now, the only reason I said that was his. They showed it.
The camera, right?
Yeah, anytime it's a shoot, typically they will not show it. And a good example of that would be like Jerry Lawler having a stroke on commentary. They did not show him.
That's definitely true.
Like directly, maybe you might have seen him in the background, but they did not put the camera on him explicitly as a focus. Yeah. So anytime they focus on somebody, another good example of it being a work, Shawn Michaels collapsing on Raw. Like, of course, that's a shoot. If a guy really collapsed in the ring in 1995, they're cutting away. I mean, USA would panic. They wouldn't even show that if it was a tape show. I think it was live though, but like that's obviously a work as well. So
hated that angle for the record. We watched it on IcoPod.
Right.
I was not buying that for a second. Anyway.
No, but here's the thing. I think in 95 people.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I think people did buy it.
Right.
But now in hindsight of however many years ahead, I mean, typically, you don't show it. I mean, it's just like the constant times when a wrestler will like do a leapfrog, and then they hold their knee and they go, "I'm hurt."
Oh,
they're faking it out. I mean, the camera would cut away from that. If they were really hurt. So yeah, I mean, it's simple stuff like that.
Okay, so next up, Bob kind of has alluded to this. I think we even discussed it very briefly during the pay-per-view episode, but shortly after the show was over, Joe and Nash had a near altercation. Now, I think that's even kind of alluding a little less happened, but he says multiple sources watching have slightly different stories, but the basic gist was that Joe was talking to Nash, still mad about how everything went down. Nash told him that he didn't want to talk right now because he was mad, and he asked Joe to leave him alone. Well, somewhere in there, Nash either pie-faced Joe, shoved him hard, or threw his forearm to his head. So there's a lot of different variations to the story. Agents D'Lo Brown and Scott D'Amore broke it up. Nobody was yelling or screaming. There were those watching who felt that Joe backed down, and there were those watching who felt, with so many people there, after already being in hot water for his promo, that Joe would be risking his job, and that nobody did or didn't back down, and both wrestlers knew with everyone there it was going to be broken up anyways. Once again, this also sounds very reminiscent of how WCW tried to work the boys in angles, and TNA is in a position where they would want to shake things up. And Russo has gone in this direction before with Jeff Jarrett. Still, while several suspected it was possible, those we talked to believe that Joe really did go into business for himself and did get untracked in the promo, that it killed the atmosphere for the main event, and what happened with Joe and Nash was frustration stemming from that as opposed to an internet-based angle. So it's at least this one seems to be a legit situation. It doesn't seem to be a work, but
Yeah.
Who knows?
So when you're describing what Nash did to him, now it's very clear the height difference here. So Nash could have attempted to shove him, but missed his chest and then got his face.
Absolutely.
Because, I'm not even really joking about that. That could have been a thing. The forearm idea would make it sound like Nash was working because of he typically throws forearms. He doesn't throw direct punches.
But that could also be another thing where it's like he slips and it looks like he's thrown a forearm or something like that. Yeah. I mean, same thing you just said. So and depending on the angle a source quote is standing, it could look a different way. So I could see all of that being technically right, even if it's not fully accurate.
Yeah, and then I remember reading about this the day after on WrestleView.com or whatever, and it was focusing really on Hall not showing up, and then the confrontation afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if being 18 years old or whatever that I was thinking, oh, Samoa Joe's going to get fired for this or anything like that. The going into business for himself, that didn't come across to me as if he was going into business for himself. I felt like putting over the company.
I was just going to say that. Like, I feel like it was more going to business for TNA versus himself. Like, I mean, he was talking
Yeah.
the company up. He was talking up the stars. Even if he did call himself the best wrestler in the world, I mean, every wrestler does that. So, like, that doesn't feel like
that means
anything
nothing.
outlandish to me. But
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Well,
then you were saying like the crowd reaction. I meant to maybe touch on that before, but the TNA crowd is such much, especially at this time, is way more closer to WWE than it is Ring of Honor. That's not even.
That's fair.
That's like not even close. The live audience is way closer to being WWE. So him shitting on the names that people are familiar with and arguably want to see there, they're not going to be like, yeah, dude, fuck Kurt, fuck Sting, yeah, we hate them.
Yeah, yeah.
Booker T sucks, I hate you. But also, like, I'm like really kind of it's blowing my mind that you're here in front of 900 people. What?
Right. Well, because all of this went down, before the episode that we're about to watch, it was taped on December 3rd. Before television, a meeting was called at about 1:30 p.m. with all of the wrestlers and management. Now, apparently, this meeting had nothing to do with the actions at the pay-per-view, which is different than what I was just saying leading up to it, because I forgot about that part. But the meeting had been planned for at least 2 weeks. As management was fed up with the undercard wrestlers complaining, talking about wanting to leave and being bound by their contracts, and wanted a showdown. Kind of like what Eric Bischoff did years ago in WCW when he figured that nobody would walk out, and then Raven ended up asking for his release. So I think that's a pretty famous story I've heard many times. Mm. So the meeting was held at the Impact Zone in the bleachers, starting with Joe apologizing to Nash and the company for being unprofessional the night before. And it was very emotional in his speech. Johnny Devine then apparently got up and apologized, as apparently something happened involving him at the hotel on December 1st. Now I have no idea what that is, just for the record. There's nothing else about that. So apparently he apologized for something. And then Dixie Carter spoke. She got choked up at times, but it was said to be her finest hour when it came to speaking in front of the talent. I think contrary to what will happen in the next couple of years, but
I was gonna say, like,
that's, we'll cross that when we get to it.
Yeah, okay.
I just saw that on my timeline fairly recently, so it was fresh in my mind.
That's like right before the changeover, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's pretty dang close.
Okay.
Which is, I think, why they did that. But anyway, so I will allude to the fact that some of what I'm about to say could potentially influence what we're about to be watching a little bit, but I think it is reported before it airs, so I think we should talk about it. At the meeting, Terry Taylor told any wrestler if they wanted to be released from their contract, they could get it. So, it's kind of a sad one, Bob, but...
Oh, no. What the hell, man? People actually took him up on it?
Oh, they sure did.
How many?
Just two. Just two.
Really?
Yeah, and the first one kind of surprised me. And it's Senshi. He has asked many times to be released, and he immediately asked when Terry Taylor said this. Both sides have agreed that he would work the TVs at least this first week to give the company time to create some kind of story that will write him out of the Triple X team. So that's sort of my quote unquote spoiler. Like, they might be writing him off. He was the only one who asked on the spot, but Ron Killings, who had quit once before, was called back to do the Pac-Man Jones angle, also asked for and was granted his release. So officially, Ron Killings is done. Senshi is expected to try and get back with Pro Wrestling Noah, and also will get an offer from AAA. Killings is expected to go back full-time with AAA in February. Nobody else asked for the release, but we know of several wrestlers have contacted Ring of Honor and or AAA about availability, and it would be assumed WWE also got similar calls. The way the wrestlers understood it, the offer was open-ended, which meant they could come back in a week or two and ask. Now, it was a risky move because there is unhappy key talent. In conjunction, Kurt Angle, Booker T, Brother Ray, Earl Hebner, Tomko, and Christian all gave speeches to the locker room. With the exception of Christian, who didn't say a lot, all gave strong speeches to guys who have never worked WWE, saying that most of the guys in WWE right now are miserable, and talked about the pressure and the politics being horrible. The gist was that the lifestyle of being in TNA is far superior to WWE. You guys don't know how lucky you are, and the grass seems greener, but having been there, it isn't. Brother Ray also had a speech praising Gail Kim and Awesome Kong on the pay-per-view, their work in that match. Also, apparently, he makes a side tangent here, too, about Kong. Apparently, when she was about to sign with TNA, WWE approached her at the same time, but she knew that it wasn't going to work out, so she ended up signing with TNA. I think there's another note, a follow-up note about that, but we can circle back. But anyways,
I just want to point out that every single person, I'm pretty sure that you noted that had a speech about TNA being better than WWE, they all eventually went back.
Well, Earl doesn't, does he?
Oh, okay, aside from Earl.
And Tomko doesn't.
I
don't think.
Really?
Did he?
You know what? Let me confirm.
I was going to say, that one feels weird. I don't remember him. I feel like his stint was short.
Oh, wait a minute. What's this? What are we in right now?
2007, December.
Well, I can safely say that he tried.
Okay, that makes more sense.
And when I say try, this means really nothing in terms of like spoilers or anything. But on December 15th, 2008, he had a tryout.
Oh, December. Okay, no, that makes sense.
So he tried.
Okay, that's fair. He took
everybody but Earl, and Earl would go back if he didn't like just, sell bootleg merchandise in the parking lot, allegedly.
I mean, I think they should just bring him back at that point, but whatever. Who cares?
Who cares?
Sometimes that bootleg merch is not bad. I'm just saying. After concerts and stuff like that, and you can haggle them down really low.
I completely agree with you.
Anyways,
I'm a fan of bootlegs.
Yeah. Okay, so we have more notes on Scott Hall. Then I'm going to talk about the other no-show. And then we have one final thing that I think is going to kind of blow your mind a little bit. And then we're going to talk about the pay-per-view. So we're getting there. So regarding Scott Hall, after leaving the food poison message, he never contacted anyone in the company for the rest of the day or as of press time. So that's pretty crazy. Kevin Nash said that he was in contact with Hall until either Saturday night or Sunday morning, but never heard from him again and was very disappointed, since Hall had been telling Nash for a year that they should get together for one last run. Now, first, Nash would joke saying that Nash, had no more runs and and he's in a whole lot better shape than Hall. But Nash, whom management said they would never use again, after he no-showed a pay-per-view where he was supposed to job for Chris Sabin in a program he himself laid out and that he never did the payoff match for, he ended up getting back in good graces. And that's how he ended up back on the pay-per-view. First, it was that they'd never do business with him again. Then they went back to the mentality that none of these guys on the roster have star power and Nash is a real star. So it was that they'd use him on TV as a character, but couldn't trust him to give him a run as a wrestler. Russo eventually convinced Jeff Jarrett, against the wishes of Dutch Mantel, who thought that Nash was hilarious but felt he burned the company too many times to give him a wrestler push to use Nash as a wrestler. There were tentative plans going forward for the Hall-Nash tag team, but they were never etched in stone because it all depended on how Hall could perform and what condition that he would show up in. So today, the word is that Hall will never be used again. Well, at least for a couple of years. But this is a company...
Yeah, brother.
But this is a company that had been burned by every former star conman from Hogan, Nash, Savage, Hall on more than one occasion, all the way to Jake Roberts. Now, according to a close friend of Scott Hall's, he had been very depressed over a family situation over the past week, particularly that he doesn't get to see his children enough or at all. He would complain that it didn't matter how much money he had if he couldn't see his kids. After he no-showed, the one friend who lives near him went to his house, and even though they knew Hall was home, he wouldn't answer the door. He called another friend who told him he needed to break the door down to make sure Hall is okay. Hall later answered the door to talk to a friend in wrestling who said that Hall was in a deep depression. While those in TNA weren't aware of any of this, it appeared few, if any, bought the food poisoning story, and there were those hot at it because he used the same story Chris Benoit did, as far as lying excuse because he wasn't coming to work, and that one is also in poor taste. So people kind of took that the wrong way as well. So that's the whole story with Scott Hall not showing up. Now, I already said there was another no-show, and Bob is having trouble remembering who it was. And I think that is
was it announced as like, hey, this person's not here?
Yeah, kind of, because that person was supposed to be in the 10,000 thumbtacks match.
Oh, fucking Rhino! Oh
That's
God.
right.
I see. I treat that as a no-show because they said he wasn't there. Like, oh, hey, he got hurt or something.
Yeah. So, well, with that being said, I have a I have a thing. Rhino also no-showed, though he contacted the company and said that there was a family emergency. So it's not really a no-show.
Yeah, that's not a no. He like literally communicated it.
Yeah. They used a clip from television to create a neck injury as a cover story. And that's why you're saying, well, they said he wasn't here because they showed a clip in those. Now, Rhino is expected to be gone for a while, apparently. Raven was brought in to team with Abyss. Even though the last time he was around, he was feuding with Abyss. But you know what?
That doesn't matter. It's wrestling. Whatever. Who cares?
Especially with those hardcore guys. Sorry, but it's true.
Yeah, it's interchangeable.
Yeah. Okay. Final note before the matches. Regarding the choice of Eric Young, this call was made by Jeff Jarrett.
Of course.
Now, it was very much second guessed, particularly since the match didn't get over. It was literally a last-second decision, although they knew all day it was a possibility. Now, Booker T and Kaz were the most obvious choices, but since both went a hard 15 minutes, 50 seconds in the previous match, Jarrett felt it wasn't fair to ask them. There was talk of Jarrett doing it himself. That part is like, what I can't believe. So Jarrett was thinking, I'll do it. Like, I'll fill in. But he decided against it because he essentially wanted to make a big deal out of his return. And if he did it on the show, it would mean he'd have to come back full time, which isn't what he wants to do to make that move right now. The idea was that Jarrett would be seen as a big enough sub that it would save the show. But in doing so, you'd sacrifice a big angle scheduled for 2008 for a pay-per-view match that everyone will forget in a weekend anyway, is what he says. Now, there was a story that Joe suggested Homicide, but was told that Homicide wasn't over enough or good enough for the spot.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. And then they chose Eric Young. While we can't vouch for the truth of that story, Homicide himself believed it and was really hot at management over it. So, personally, I don't know how you feel about it, Bob. I kind of would have thought it would have been a kind of a cool moment to see Jarrett in it. But I see what he's trying to get at, but I think that as a replacement for Scott Hall is like the same idea of like, at least Nash and him have history too and stuff like that. I don't know. I think it could have worked.
Yeah, I mean, I can see. I can see that. I can see how Jeff wouldn't want to ruin his return, I guess, and not have like a proper build up for it or something. But
right,
Eric Young was absolutely a letdown if you're gonna do like a surprise thing. And I know that he said that he didn't want to have to ask Booker or KZ, but I still stand on they could have put Lethal in there. I don't know why you wouldn't.
Well, the Lethal thing I think would have made a lot of sense too, honestly.
Yeah, and then the Homicide comment is, I mean, that's incredible. I mean, the over part is like laughable because LAX is, I feel, extremely over as a tag team. Like, I don't know what they're talking about there. And then not good enough
that's wild.
That's especially in 2007. Like, that's insane to say. I don't
agree with that one. That's for sure.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the card, people that were on the show, and I mean, so they'd be teaming with Joe and Nash, and I'm trying to think of like people that have connection to those two guys. I mean, you could have done like Scott Steiner.
I was just gonna say Steiner.
You know, if they're thinking that Homicide's too small, I mean, Hernandez could have been in there.
I mean, not for nothing too.
You could have done Chris Sabin too,
right?
With Nash and Joe.
We are also in Orlando, Florida, which I feel like a lot of people reside. Not that I'd be pumping my fist if, like, I don't know, I'm just throwing names out there, like a Buff Bagwell came out or something like that. But, like, I don't know, why not? So, but if you're using someone on the card, I think everyone you've said makes plenty of sense. Scott Steiner, arguably, just with the history with even just Nash and stuff like that too, and with Styles, I mean that already makes so much sense.
It makes a lot.
I don't know. Well, it doesn't matter. It's in the past now.
Eric Young, I don't want to say surprise, but Eric Young is the replacement. Maybe, I mean, it would have maybe gotten more over if he was really doing like the "Don't Fire Eric" thing still, maybe, like around that time.
That's a fair point. Yeah,
but
I could see that.
He's just been with James Storm drinking beer.
Right. Yeah. Well, we'll never know if something else would have happened. So, let's get into these matches. I have our star ratings right next to me. And we're just going to do a really quick rundown of what went down. And then, Bob, we're going to get into the show. We're heading into the final impacts of 2007 here. So, as you would have expected, the show on December 2nd drew the normal packed house of 900 fans. No paid admission to the Impact Zone in Orlando. The opening match, Team 3D and Johnny Devine defeated the Motor City Machine Guns and Jay Lethal in a tables match in 14 minutes, 59 seconds. All action, good opener with the usual teasing table break spots that a partner would pull the table out of the way. The crowd was really hot for this match. Lethal ended up using an elbow drop off the top rope on Devine through a table, but there was no referee. Ray then grabbed the X Division title that 3D is in possession of, hit Sabin, Shelley, and Lethal with it, and then put Lethal underneath Devine with both draped on the table. And when Slick Johnson saw it, he ruled that Team 3D were the winner. Me and Bob gave this, well, I gave it 2 1/4, and Bob gave it 2 1/2. And unfortunately, Dave Meltzer did not rate this match, so that's what you get.
He didn't rate it.
This one, it just doesn't. I think it's like a typo. Like there's just nothing there. If there is a follow up, I will follow up with it. But yeah, even on Cage Match, it doesn't list his rating for this one, so I don't know. Then there was a backstage segment with Joe and Nash talking together to essentially establish that Hall wasn't there yet. Also, I forgot to note, because it's not written down here, there was an opening segment, I believe, as well, with like AJ talking to Kurt and Christian or something like that.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
But he doesn't list that, but that did happen. Next up was that Knockouts Tag Team match. Angelina Love and Velvet Sky defeated ODB and Roxy Laveau in 6 minutes and 2 seconds. He said this was funny because Love and Sky were the faces, but the crowd loved ODB and could have cared less about the other three. The finish saw Sky and Laveau give Laveau a Russian leg sweep at the same time and hit Laveau with a running kick, and Love got the pin. He gave this one a 1/2 star, and I gave it 2 stars, and Bob gave it a star. Then we saw a backstage segment where Christian Cage and Kurt Angle were arguing because they both wanted to be the boss. Christian then started bossing Robert Roode around, and there was a bit of a confrontation there. And then the next match, Eric Young pinned James Storm in 12 minutes and 21 seconds. Hot crowd for this one as well. They did a pre-match storyline where Storm was going through an alcohol withdrawal because Jackie wouldn't give him any beer because she wanted him to focus on the match. He was begging Jackie Moore for a beer, but she wouldn't give it to him unless he won the match. So finally, he ended up getting a beer late in the match from Moore and drank it. He went to hit Young with it, but referee Rudy Charles took the bottle away from him. As Storm went to argue, Young used a sunset flip and got the pin. He gives this match 2 stars. I gave it 2 3/4, and Bob gave it 3. Next up, it was the Feast or Fired match, the first one ever. The Battle Royal with 4 briefcases, as Dave calls it. One briefcase, of course, was an X Division title shot. We had a Tag Team title shot, and we had a World title shot, and then finally one of them, you were going to get fired. This featured Christopher Daniels, Sanjay Dutt, Lance Hoyt, Jimmy Rave, Petey Williams, Shark Boy, Kip, and BG James, Chris Harris, Homicide Hernandez, and Scott Steiner. So Petey Williams got the first briefcase, and then he makes a really funny note here that I wanted to read, where he says, when you look up unable to get over in the dictionary, there is a picture of Kip wearing the Candice Michelle ring outfit. But anyways, Kip ended up getting a briefcase, but then threw his out of the ring to BG, who got up and showed that his selling was a work, because he kind of acted as if he got injured. He caught it, so they got something. It's also noted how Chris Harris was essentially a full-fledged heel during this match. I mean, he was being a jerk, yelling at commentary. He did not care about the match. He didn't want a briefcase because he didn't want to risk being fired. Senshi ended up getting a briefcase. That might be a little. I don't know. Maybe we can work something with that one, right? From our prior note, Scott Steiner got the final briefcase. Now, instead of opening them, it was announced that you have to tune in to Impact next week to find out what was in the briefcase. He said, "Is that ass backwards? Having people pay $30 for a pay-per-view and then telling them to watch TV to find out who won the matches?" Essentially. He gives this one a 1.25 stars. I gave it a 1.5 stars, and Bob also gave it a 1.5 stars.
So, I mean, Jarrett has always said they're a TV company.
There you go.
So,
there
it makes no sense, but that's how it is.
Okay, next up, it was the Knockouts World Title match. Gail Kim defeated Awesome Kong via disqualification in 8 minutes and 23 seconds. This was by far the hottest crowd reaction of the show, and in fact, it was the hottest crowd reaction that Dave says he can ever recall for a U.S. women's match. The finish saw Kong throw down referee Andrew Thomas twice for a DQ, and then after the match, Kong gave him a powerbomb, or the Awesome Bomb. Sky and Love ran in. Kong powerbombed Velvet Sky, and then Angelina Love came with a chair, but Kong punched the chair into her face, knocking her down. Kong then powerbombed Gail Kim onto the chair. The crowd was yelling for ODB, which is supposed to be a heel, apparently. Which I don't know if I get that, by the way, but that's fine. He gives this match 3.25 stars. I gave this match 4 stars, and Bob gave it 3.5.
The only way I could see ODB supposing to be a heel is because of like social norms, like a soft-spoken woman. She's like abrasive.
Yeah,
and, like,
I could see why.
thinking.
Yeah,
So
crowd loves her though, so I'm sure that's going to switch very soon.
oh, I'm sure of it. Now Meltzer gave that how many? 2.75?
No, he gave it 3.75, or three.
Oh,
Sorry, 3.25.
3.25. Okay.
Yeah, it was so technically we both rated it higher than him, but
yeah.
Next up, it was that match of the 10,000 thumbtacks. Abyss and Raven defeated Black Reign and Rellik in 14 minutes 41 seconds. They teased that Abyss was going to reveal his mystery partner, but apparently someone got their wires crossed. Because Black Reign in an interview before the match said that Raven was the partner, so
Right.
they didn't communicate how that was being reported. Apparently. Dave kind of talks crap a little bit about Raven here, saying that he looked very heavy, but he still did all of his normal stuff. So he just liked to throw that in there, I guess. There was a lot of blood in this match, very bloody, lots of thumbtack bumps, blah blah blah. Eventually, Rellik got more thumbtacks, spread them onto the mat. Abyss blocked Relic's move and then planted him on those thumbtacks that he just laid out with the black hole slam for the pin. He gave this match 2.25 stars. I gave it 2.5, and so did Bob. Next up, Booker T and Kaz defeated Christian Cage and Robert Roode in 15 minutes 50 seconds. Basically, it ended up with Roode getting a chair from Ms. Brooks, and he went to use it on Booker T. Booker then moved and hit the chair, and then the chair hit Christian. Booker then used his axe kick to pin Christian Cage, and then Cage and Roode started shoving at each other and arguing at the end there. He gave this match 3.25 stars. I gave it 2.75, and so did Bob. We were pretty aligned here at the end of the show, I'm noticing.
Well, he rated that the same as Kim and Kong.
Yeah, which I don't know about that, but
yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
And then finally, we've talked a lot about it already, but Samoa Joe, Eric Young, and Kevin Nash defeated Kurt Angle, Tomko, and AJ Styles in 9 minutes 31 seconds. Joe did the long speech we've already discussed, of course. And the crowd wasn't into this. They were dead for the match. Nash ended up walking out of the match, and then Joe pinned Tomko using the Muscle Buster. He gave this one 1.75 stars, and me and Bob both gave it 1.5 stars. And that was Turning Point 2007. Big lead up here, but whoa, there's a lot going on coming out of the show.
Yeah, so now with all that backstage information, I mean, it's really shaping up to like what are we going to be seeing, like, what to expect really on this show. Like people are
Yeah.
wanting to get fired, people are pissed, you know, is there going to be any type of punishment for Joe or anything?
Yeah, it kind of what's the word here? It kind of makes us more excited knowing all this drama backstage than maybe it would have normally. I don't know, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if TNA should have like said that on the website, on their website. It would have probably hyped up more interest.
Yeah, right. It'd start
Mhm.
turning it into an actual word.
Yeah.
Backstage interview. Like I could see it being a whole thing, but
Well, it's just like the TNA mobile or like WCW hotline. Like just kind of plug it on there. Like
right.
two people want to leave. Who are they? Are they in the feast or fired? No, they're not. So tune in to the fucking TNA mobile, which is free. We make no money off of that.
Right. That's right. Text 76,000 or just text TNA to 76,000 or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, those are the notes. So it's time to get into it. The December 6th, 2007 edition of TNA Impact. If you want to watch along with us, head over to the TNA Plus app, or if you have it in your own personal collection, that will do the trick as well. It is not on YouTube, so don't even think about it. The approximate runtime for this is 1 hour, 25 minutes, and 31 seconds. And when you have a head cold, that sounds like a really long time. I am going to count down from 3. And when I say play, that is when the show will begin. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
Here's our traditional TNA. We are wrestling.
We
opening.
are wrestling.
Interesting note, Bob, as we're kicking the show off, apparently ECW is airing Thursday this week. And we'll be going head to head with the second hour of TNA. So next week's rating notes should be pretty interesting.
I feel like I remember hearing that too.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see that. Also, I'm going to note here the explosion matches that are being taped, according to Cage Match, are different than what is being reported in the Observer. And what I mean by that is in the Observer, there's almost nothing being reported. So I'm gonna read what Cage Match says to cover us. I have one match that was at this taping we're watching today from December 3rd, but I can't find it anywhere else. So if it pops up, then it's either a surprise or a spoiler. I don't know. In that match, I'll just tell you right now, Sanjay Dutt and Chris Harris defeating Kip and BG James. I have not found that match anywhere, but according to Cage Match, airing on December 10th, 2007, James Storm defeated Sanjay Dutt on Explosion 217. I don't know what is accurate. I'm just covering our ass here.
Yeah, that makes sense. We will wait for the torch to be passed.
We're seeing highlights from everything. Can't we all just get along? What a name for an episode.
That's great.
They have been naming the last couple, Bob, which I kind of enjoy.
Yeah.
Here's a Kip and BG arriving at 4:53 p.m. with Roxy Laveau in an SUV with their briefcase. And it is labeled BG on it. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Scotty, or just Scott. I thought it said Scotty. He's got number 2. P.D. Williams. He arrived at 5:47. Oh, look at this. Triple X is arguing as they arrived at 6:02, and Daniels is like yelling at Senshi and Skipper. It kind of sounds like he said something like, I had that case. I don't know why you didn't listen.
I also liked how
Ruined.
Triple X was in the smallest of all the cars. There's
Yeah.
3 of them in there.
Well, they're the X Division guys, dude. They put them in a small car.
Right.
Will the contents of the 4 Feast or Fired briefcases be revealed? Who is going to get fired? Plus, Father James Mitchell has a very revealing interview that we're going to be hearing about tonight. That should be very interesting.
Hmm.
Oh, Gail Kim in action tonight. Bob, I just wanted to let you know, you're going to love this one, that Gail Kim was listed on Forbes.com as one of the 40 most eligible bachelorettes in America.
Who was?
Gail Kim.
Oh, so the Robert guy hasn't gotten to her yet?
No. Maybe this note on Forbes made him be like, hey, what's up? You're a Knockouts champion. I do cooking.
You know, for some reason, that would not surprise me. Oh my God, here is Rellik, which is killer spelled backwards.
It really is. Well, this is creepy, dude.
It's
Look at him.
also Johnny Stamboli.
Honestly, dude, this is so different than that. That doesn't even bother me. Like, it's not even, like, funny. Because it's like, I can't picture Johnny Stamboli in this. Like, it's not working in my brain.
I know.
It's, like, kind of crazy to me that Rellik didn't work out, but I sort of think the killer spell backwards thing is just so funny that it's just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Here comes Black Reign from the deepest, darkest corner of his mind. Is it just me, or are you also surprised to see Black Reign this long on TV? I don't know. I'm kind of surprised.
Well, when did he show up? He showed up in like August, September. No,
Honestly, dude, it feels like it's been way longer than that. Maybe you're right. I don't know.
he debuted and he attacked Harris.
Yeah, it's definitely summer, I guess, isn't it?
It has to be this summer. I'm not surprised just because it's Dustin Rhodes, and I think they would rather have like a known name for as long as they could have him.
Looks like Reign and Rellik are taking on LAX. Apparently, the not good enough Homicide and Hernandez here, even though the crowd is going nuts for him. And as they get into the ring, they are immediately attacked by Rellik and Black Reign. No, I don't think I have any other notes about these guys that I could share with you. The notes I have during the show are pretty random, so.
Homicide and Rellik are kicking off in the ring. As Homicide just hit a mill rope bulldog. Hernandez barely threw Reign into the ring post.
Here comes the double team to Rellik.
That
I don't know
great.
what that was. No, I think it was maybe supposed to be a double clothesline or something, but they did not communicate that very well.
No.
That's okay. They threw him in the corner, and then Homicide takes out Rellik with a clothesline. Referee is trying to get control of this match. He's got Hernandez on the apron now, and looks like Black Reign's going over to his side. Nope, Black Reign's just getting into the ring. He says, fuck the tags. You said the heart attack.
Yeah. I was going to say that was the heart attack. But it was also like a spine buster. I don't think Neidhart ever really did a spine buster with it.
That's a good point. Oh. Details on a backstage altercation? Check out TNA Mobile. They're saying it right here. Text TNA to 76,000. You want the details? Text us.
Oh, it's free for a week, and then you pay for it.
I like it.
I
Worth it.
Misunderstood. I thought it was just free.
I don't think I had a cell phone yet in 2007, so I don't think I could do that.
I definitely did.
I'm sure I wish I did.
Could you imagine the phone bill when it's like, hey, Dallas, we're seeing that you're getting charged like 49 cents per message to something called TNA mobile. What the hell is that about? And you'd be like, it's wrestling, I swear to God. And they'll be like, there's 300 messages.
Why are you talking to them so much? Black Reign was just pulling on the feet of Homicide to hold him around the ring post as Rellik was stomping him. And now Black Reign is the legal man.
How many messages do you think you would get if you subscribed to the Wrestling Observer newsletter and you requested it in text form?
Is that a thing you could do?
No.
Oh.
That's your phone. Are you kidding me?
That's what I mean. I feel like that you'd get way too many.
Especially back then when like you had like 120 characters and then it would automatically go to like a second text.
Oh my god. Also, just if anyone who is listening is a subscriber of the Observer newsletter, can someone else agree with me that they need to stop updating the fucking website? I can't find anything. It's very difficult.
I'm not a fan of it.
They keep changing it. They changed it again. When I was doing these notes, I could not find the month. It took me at least 10 minutes to figure out where to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Before getting the archive was pretty easy, and now it's like,
Yep.
It made this really hard.
Yep.
2 count by Homicide after a cutter on Rellik.
Right, and Hernandez is taking care of Black Reign ringside as Rellik throws Homicide in the corner, but then he sidesteps Rellik, hits the post, roll up, and that's 3. Wow. Big pop for the apparently not good enough Homicide.
Yeah, and the fans that, throughout the match were not chanting LAX, LAX.
Who's this?
That's the Rock and Rave infection.
Oh, shoot. The hat on Lance Hoyt threw me off, dude. I did not realize who that was. That's right. The member of the Latino Nation who attacked Christy Hemme. So these guys have been kind of beefing recently because they're going to get sued by Spike. Oh, and here they come. And boom, right to the back with the slapjack to Christy Hemme again. Now, Jimmy Rave just grabbed the arms of the mystery partner or mystery Latino Nation person. But Homicide stops it before Lance Hoyt was about to use it on the mystery person. Hernandez went to use it, but Lance Hoyt ducked it and ran out of the ring. Are we going to see the reveal?
Now, I mean, I feel like typically you would do that on pay-per-view, but we are a TV company, so no.
Well, their music's playing, so I don't think we're getting shit for that right now.
I hope that it's clearly a woman, so whenever she reveals herself, I hope the crowd goes like, "Who the hell are you?"
I just don't understand why we're building it up like this for something that's so minor.
Right.
Jim Cornette, Matt Morgan, backstage with JB here. We're talking about how we're going to see the contents of those briefcases later tonight. How they're locked up so no one can monkey with them or fiddle with them. As if they wouldn't know what the sheet looks like. Crystal's watching the briefcases, they're saying, and Cornette is not happy.
Morgan messed up. He's got to get the briefcases. Why would he have Crystal watching them?
Why not?
Dope.
Future Fight is going to be tremendous. Oh, and here comes Team 3D barging in the room. Oh, and Johnny Devine. I want to see you guys anyways. This has gone on too long. He says, give the X Division title back to the Black Machismo Jay Lethal. Brother Ray says, you know what the problem is? You have no balls. You lack what it takes to be a man. You got no stinking balls either. Oh, he just drops it on the desk.
That's how that ends, that story.
Oh, well, guess what? Here comes Lethal and the Machine Guns.
You don't want the belt. I want to beat you for it.
Hang that belt above the ring.
Oh, no.
I'm talking about a ladder match. My guys versus your guys. If you knew anything about your wrestling history, you'd back it down a notch. Earthquake did the big jump. Slick did the big talking. If there's a table in the ring, if there's a ladder in the ring, or if there's a chair in the ring, we're the kings. You gotta beat us.
You know, it's funny he says that because I don't think he's ever won a tables, ladders, and chairs match.
I was kind of wondering that when he just said it. And by the way, they just took the belt back from Jim Cornette.
Yeah, good.
We're with Don and Mike at the table, welcoming us to TNA. 13 minutes and 50 seconds into the show. Welcome. CSI might have went long, but we're here.
Edge and Christian won both of the TLC matches that I'm sure he's trying to reference. What? Oh, it's not a title. It's game of position. Oh, here comes Kurt.
Oh, I have lots of Kurt Angle notes. I can start spitting at you as he comes out. Oh, let's see. Apparently, Karen Angle was filming a pilot for a reality show this past week. I got that.
Is that the one that I've seen on YouTube?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I've seen that.
What?
No, you'll have to send me that.
Oh my god, dude.
Also, Kurt Angle's DUI hearing will be on December 18th. It was originally set for December 4th, but he got it moved since he had to work the TV tapings that day. Apparently, Angle's also looking at doing a new autobiography, and his people have contacted Mark Madden about being the ghostwriter. We went to a commercial.
Yeah,
and also
it's called the Kurt Angle story.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure this was supposed to be a
TNA Wrestling 2007.
I'm gonna figure this out. I'm sending it to you right now through text.
Okay, excellent. I watch that later. Whoa, Gail Kim. They're showing pictures from TNAWrestling.com. Apparently, they're back in negotiating with Bob Sapp with the idea pitched for him to come in television this week, but it was impossible because he's in Japan until the new year. They wanted him to debut in either February or in March, and probably in a cage match with Kurt Angle that would be pushed as more of an MMA fight than a pro wrestling match, although it would be a worked match. Apparently, TNA offered was a 4-month initial deal, including a secondary Sapp vs. Samoa Joe program, with the money being offered at first at $2,500 per match. Dave says, I'd say it's not happening since he had a 7-figure offer from WWE, and he gets about $35,000 per match from Hustle. So it's probably not happening, but...
Dude, okay, I don't know much about Bob Sapp, but I know that back then he was making significant money in Japan. That to offer him $2,500 is got to be a slap to the face. That's insane.
That's crazy. Kurt is in ring with AJ and Tomko and Karen. He just talked about Christian. Yeah, he's talking about Christian right now still. You and your tag team partner from Turning Point, if we all team up, we could all be a force that could never ever be beaten. Christian, we already made one mistake, but let's not make another. Let's avenge our losses. Christian, this is a one-time offer. I'm giving you 1 hour to come out here and meet me face to face and make this thing right.
Sounds like a closing segment.
Yeah, it does. He has 60 minutes to answer.
JB, what do we got? It's Christian
shit.
and Robert Roode.
Was it a plea, JB? Or was Kurt Angle begging? Is he getting interest now? We don't even have to wait. That'd be funny.
That'd be hilarious.
Robert says, "Are you kidding me? Kurt's right. If we align ourselves with the Angle Alliance, there's power in numbers, Christian. When did you earn the right to speak up?" He says to Rude. You speak when spoken to. Hey, you had orders to follow my lead at Turning Point, and you screwed it up and cost us the match, he says. How many world titles have you ever won? So sit there and shut up. Oh, Rude says, I'm not AJ. Watch yourself. Which is also funny because AJ has won multiple world titles. So
that's right.
So Christian's still kind of right. It's still what he said to Rude about how many have you won.
and then he said that AJ's smarter than Rude.
Oof. Oh, bam! ODB coming out next. Non-title knockout match. I don't think we're going to see her necessarily, or if we do, it would probably be post this match. But to follow up on what I was sort of mentioning about Awesome Kong earlier, I have a note here about her. So the reason that she is not Amazing Kong here in TNA is just what you would have thought, Bob. They wanted her to sign the rights over to use her name, just like Loki being Senshi. So she refused. So they created that name that that they will own. So she'll use Amazing Kong elsewhere, but use Awesome Kong in TNA. She noted on In Your Head Radio show that Aja Kong, who she was named after, didn't know that she'd be given the name, and that it was All Japan Women's Management who gave her the name because of fear that if Aja Kong was leaving, that they'd still have a Kong in Japan. As it turned out, the two ended up working a good feud with each other, and later working as a monster tag team. She was contacted by WWE at around the same time as TNA, but TNA made her a concrete offer first. She said she wasn't thrilled about the angle of eating the fake fruit on that Thanksgiving episode, but she did it. She joked that it wasn't as hard to bite through as she expected, and it tasted better than some cafeteria food.
Wow.
And we're seeing video footage right now of her defeating or beating up all of the knockouts after that match with Gail Kim at Turning Point. ODB just attacked Kim from behind there.
The heel.
See, now I can see something about that beanie is screaming, I'm a bad guy too.
But here's the thing, the fans are chanting ODB.
Against the champion? That's pretty crazy, dude. She picks up Gal, slams her down. Speaking of knockouts, there's someone who says they're going to be coming in here soon. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to be very surprised if we see them anytime soon, but I could be very wrong about that. If you remember Brooke from the Extreme Expose, Brooke Adams.
Yeah, how could I forget her?
Yeah. Well, on her MySpace, she said that she has big plans and would keep everyone up to date, and then added, I said I was going to be in Playboy and TNA. Just watch and be patient. So she's claiming, I'm going to TNA. I don't know when that happens.
I feel like she definitely does Playboy before she's in TNA.
Oh,
if she does Playboy. Did she do Playboy?
I honestly don't remember. It is right after this part. Dave notes the idea in the summer was to have her, Kelly, and Layla all in it together. But that does not happen. Around the time of WrestleMania, they wanted to do that, but ODB just leveled Gail Kim, goes for the cover, but that's a 2 count. Irish whip into the corner. Gail coming up, but gets met with an elbow by ODB. Is she about to hit? The move I actually looked up and has a name, Bob. The Dirty Dozen. Oh, and Don West just said it. Okay, so it is officially called that now. She's hitting her head on the turnbuckle there while she's sitting up on top, and she then follows that up with a Fez press. But Gail can climb to the top. Hurricane Rana, but ODB was able to hold herself up on the top rope. Jumps off, and Gail hits a spear.
Oh, it looks like she never did Playboy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't. Some reason I didn't think she did, but
Well, that I don't like that.
sorry.
That's messed up.
I mean, since I feel like a weird time to mention this, but since we're talking about Playboy, as Gail Kim is laying in the drop kicks here on ODB, you remember our friend Letitia Klein, who was our backstage interviewer?
How could I forget her?
Well, she was recently on Howard Stern.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, Bob knows exactly where this is going. Now, aside from getting topless in studio, she was very obscene with her sex talk, more than anyone in wrestling has ever been. But, unfortunately for her, she also got on that thing. What's it called?
The Sibian.
Yeah, she got on that as well. Well, unfortunately for her, this backfired. And she was dropped in TNA for Crystal in the role of the interviewer. But she was then fired at the host of the motocross show that she was doing because they wanted to project a family image. And the idea of the face on the show was going topless on Stern didn't fit what they wanted. Now, what are you going to say about that, Bob? As Dave says, I know you're going to note that she has already posed for Playboy long before appearing on Stern. So, I don't know. She wrote a letter to Stern basically saying that doing the show cost her the job. Stern said that before reading the letter, he asked everyone in the studio if they remembered her. He said that nobody did, and she was on just the week before.
Oh my God.
ODB has the flask, hits Gail Kim in the head with it as Rudy Charles is not paying attention. Wait a second. I got to follow up, but hold on. Holy shit. ODB just got a pin on the champion.
Using a flask. But yeah, that's still a pin. A pin is a pin.
She's definitely a heel.
Number one contender.
Wow. Apparently, though, my little follow-up is that Howard Stern said they would try to get her back on the show to discuss. Alvarez has a bit more of a descriptive writing about her time on Howard Stern. But I think we get the point.
Okay, so let me see.
Awesome Kong's music just hit. And she is coming out to confront ODB, it seems. And or Kim, I guess.
11. Yes, that would have been last week.
ODB drinking some courage here as Kong is standing on the ramp looking at her. Oh, ODB stepped out. Yeah, because Kong is going for Gail Kim. She grabs her by the hair. And awesome bomb. Oh, Gail punching her way out of it. They've officially named it the Awesome Bomb, too, just noting that. We keep calling it that, but they finally said it. Gail's trying to fight her way out of it with Kong, and here comes security, but these two are still going at it. Security trying to separate these two. Good luck, guys.
Okay, so it would appear that I don't think Letitia went back on the show, at least not within the week that Howard had suggested. Now, Kong and Kim here are brawling. Well,
like crazy, dude. Look, we're pinned up against the rope. Kong had her in a headlock, but it just got pulled apart. Oh, here comes Velvet and Angelina, who are baby faces at the time. That's what they're telling us, at least.
Now, some more context for the Letitia appearance, because I have watched it for research purposes for this podcast. Okay.
Well, Crystal and Matt Morgan are with all the cases.
All right. I'll explain more of my Letitia when not a major segment's happening.
Wait, okay, so Triple X just walked in, and Senshi's wearing an awful outfit right now. He's wearing a white, like, tight Under Armour, like, shirt with white trunks. It looks like he's, like, a child wearing a onesie. It's a bad look, dude. Okay, so Daniels is pissed that... Wait. We're having a match for a briefcase. Skipper says, we're having family issues. Let me be the referee. So Skipper is a special referee, and it's Daniels versus Senshi for Senshi's briefcase. And now, I do think the point of this is that I think Daniels did kind of almost have it, and then Senshi ended up getting it because he was on the floor or something.
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing that match next. Now, Crystal makes a point. Shouldn't Jim Cornette be making that? He says, no, Jim Cornette put me here to make the match. Now, Cornette has in the past yelled at Matt Morgan for making matches. So, just pointing that out.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. Okay, so Letitia, she was on the show, and there was a scene, or like a bit kind of, where one of the guys like asked her out, and then they asked like if the guy had a shot, and she blatantly lied, and they called her out on it because like she was kind of being mean, saying like, oh, he's a handsome guy, he's clearly not. And then she felt bad because she kind of like bullied him.
Well, things happen.
I would be flattered if she even like acknowledged me, let alone talk to me. So
Tomko is just with JB in the back here. I think he's kind of caught in the middle of it and doesn't want any part of the angle.
Tomko
Christian Cage
couldn't
drama.
care any less. Tomko's going to create his own group.
Ugh, I don't want it. Well, here comes Christopher Daniels.
This is going to be like WWF 1997. You're going to have Tomko's group, you're going to have Kurt's group, you're going to have Christian's group, and then guess what? It's going to be a fourth group because AJ's going to have a group.
God. Skipper's already in the ring wearing a baggy-ass referee shirt. It's kind of funny. Speaking of Tomko, though, since we just saw him, apparently he had a minor surgery a couple weeks back, but it was something planned in advance and caused him to be out for about 2 weeks, but they were in between tapings, so that's why we didn't notice.
No, well, yeah, we never would have known that. Now, Dallas, if there was a risk of being fired, would you fight for a briefcase?
Is the risk worth the reward? What?
I say no.
Hermes Sadler's on commentary for this match randomly.
He's back.
It's great to be here in the Impact Zone. Interesting. Are we going to get the UWF TNA partnership back up and running?
Probably not.
So they're running what could be in the case. So here's a double part of this, Bob. Senshi already has the case. Okay.
Right.
He has at this point, this morning, hours before the show is taped, said, I would like to be let go. And they said, okay, just do this TV, these couple TVs, and we'll get it figured out. Why do this match? Just have him open the case and get fired.
Oh, you know,
that's an easy switch.
Sometimes they don't want to do things the easy way.
Although it's funny because, like, what was the plan before? Who would have potentially gotten fired? I think we were kind of did we think it could have been like Scott Steiner maybe
getting fired?
Yeah, do you think it could have been him?
No, I'm thinking Scott would be the world title shot.
But it's too obvious, bro. That's the thing.
Okay, it's Scott.
He could be the tag team too.
Sure, it's Scott.
PD's barely used.
Scott, PD, Senshi, PG. So I'm thinking that PD could get fired. Senshi, X Division, world title, Scott, and tag PG. That's before the Senshi news.
Whoa. Hang on. We're getting a side by side here. Whoa. Okay. Eric Young just pulled up driving a limo, which is already funny, and he goes and opens the door. Booker T, Sharmell, Samoa Joe, Kevin Nash, and then Kazarian all get out of the limo. Well, we're seeing a year one DVD preview here, which apparently someone wrote into Alvarez. I'm not reading the whole thing, but he apparently shit all over this, saying how terrible the DVD is. I thought it was good.
Really? The DVD was bad?
That's what someone says, but I thought it was good. We're back from commercial. As Senshi seems to have control over Christopher Daniels here. Knock him down a few times, but that time he got ducked. Whoa. That rolling kick. Springboard kick from the middle rope. Goes for the cover.
1, 2.
Big drop kick by Senshi. Uh-oh. Are we going to see the Warrior's Way from the top rope by Senshi? Daniels moved out of the way. Senshi rolls to his feet. Backhand spring. Oh, no. Skipper got in the way, and then Daniels pokes Senshi in the eye. Angel's Wings.
Wait a minute.
Oh, look at this. Skipper's hesitant. What? Daniels just got the pin and now has the briefcase.
So,
Bob.
what?
Bob. To me, you just ruined your easy way out of this.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Although maybe this is the point. Maybe this is what they want it to happen. Because people know the rumors. They've heard about this. Maybe they were swerving us, bro. And they didn't think that we would fall for that. Oh, BG is being a little weird backstage right now. They're saying, hey, if that's a taking title shot, I get a shot with a partner of my choice. And Kip goes, yeah, I'm your partner. And BG's like, well, I don't know if you should be.
Wow.
He's like, I'll just hold on to this for safekeeping. Oh, wait. Roxy says, wrong case. And she goes, no, it has my name on it. And she says, no, that's cursed. Does that mean...
Oh, man.
Is it a foreshadowing from the Voodoo Queen?
He's trying to say he's going to get fired.
Oh, shit, dude. Oh, shit. Well, we're back from commercial again. Oh, the Father James Mitchell interview is up next, Bob. I'm excited to see what this is about. Earlier today, look at this little set. Talking about Abyss, I could bring you back to the day he was born. He had an incredible...
I'll be right back. I got to get cough drops.
Oh, okay. I'll talk about this interview.
That just...
His father gave him tools that he needed. The problem was his mother. Okay, so they're saying that the relationship between Chris and him did not happen until he was released from prison. I've done extensive research into his background, and he has an incredible archive. Okay, so he said that was a very telling interview, but he didn't really tell us a whole lot. Okay, we are... coming up next is that ladder match, it looks like. Or I guess this is still to come. The Angle Alliance getting their answer of Christian Cage tonight. And, of course, the Feast or Fired briefcases later tonight. We're going to send it to Crystal. Petey Williams back here. Petey has a workout band around his shoulders. Looking pretty ripped right now. Oh, the Maple Leaf muscle. Crystal says, what's that all about? Maybe you didn't have your nose up Kurt Angle's butt, you'd know. Well, he's been achieving great success in bodybuilding. Wow. He captured the title of Maple Leaf Muscle. Well, if that's not enough.
I knew
Wait, you're saying he talked to Arnold Schwarzenegger? Petey officially is the name Maple Leaf Muscle. He said he won it in a bodybuilding contest.
No shit.
TNA World Title all the way. Oh, Matt Morgan says, see, that's what I like about Petey Williams. He's going to jump up and grab that damn thing. He's looking pretty shredded.
Yeah, he is.
What better than secured than me? Look at it. Oh, shoot. Crystal poked it and goes, ooh. I like that the whole point was like keep the briefcases in one spot, and everyone has come and grabbed their briefcase already.
And they just took it. I bet you Cornette's going to come in there and be like, where the fuck are the briefcases, man?
Absolutely. Up next, will Christian Cage answer the Angle Alliance? We are in the Impact Zone. The Angle Alliance is in the ring already.
Oh, you know what? I didn't take into account the commercials, so of course this would be the beginning of the second hour.
Yeah, we're at 39 minutes, 25 seconds on our time, but yeah. He says, Christian, I've waited long enough. Are you with us or are you against us?
Is he gonna accept it or what? What are we thinking?
No, I think we're gonna drag it on for 2 more months. If I know this company as well as I think I do.
Probably right.
But Robert Roode, Christian Cage, and Tracy are all coming down right now. Well, I guess as he's finishing getting in the ring, here's another note for you. Booker T, Angle, Styles, and Senshi are booked for the next IGF show on December 20th in Japan. Besides the names are already announced, Angle, Styles, Diners, Senshi, Abyss, and Tomko, and several more TNA names are scheduled for the January 4th Tokyo Dome show. The whole contingent will be announced on December 21st at a press conference, and I am going to report back after in the show about that Tokyo Dome show and how it's going to affect TV in January for us. Oh, Robert Roode is officially accepting the offer to reunite them.
Oh boy. Okay. That does not surprise me that Roode would join at all. Is Christian gonna get beat down?
Oh, shoot.
Bobby.
That's where you and I are different. Now, he does not like being called Bobby.
I'm a Bobby. Just don't call me Robbie.
Instant classic. They're going crazy for Christian. He's saying a bunch of names that I don't know because they're sports people. You keep your friends close, but you keep your enemies closer. The Christians wanting to potentially join him because they're enemies.
Right.
Behind those beady little eyes, you're a conniving son of a bitch.
Reach.
I'm not opposing you on the other side of the ring because you know this also, Kurt. I'm the biggest threat to that World Heavyweight Championship that sits real pretty on your shoulder. The Instant Classic is the real World Heavyweight Champion. You don't believe him? Just ask him. Technically, Christian never lost
Twice.
Tomko, you make me sick to my stomach. Don't look at me. He says, don't look at me, and then he says, look at me when I'm talking to you. What an asshole. You were a prison guard working at some crappy prison somewhere, working for peanuts until I found you. Remember?
It's the same prison as Abyss. Buddy.
Right. Which they mentioned in that James Mitchell interview, which, Bob, I'll just tell you because you had to step away. They said was really telling. It was not. He literally goes, I have a whole archive on Abyss. And it's like, okay.
Right.
He was like, yeah, his dad was really great and stuff, and then his mom ruined everything. And then Mike Tenay goes, well, you weren't really involved with him until he was out of prison. And he's like, I got a whole archive. I looked into his history. I was like, what?
Well, here's the thing. The whole thing with Sting was like all of this could have been obtained in the public record.
Apparently.
Like the secret and everything, like shooting his dad. Like that's public record. You could find that.
Yeah. Christian's going over to Styles now.
He didn't have to handcuff Mitchell to a fucking fence and beat him with a nightstick or whatever it was.
Styles is being told that Christian had the most potential in him, so he's really disappointed. And Styles looks kind of heartbroken about this.
He does look pretty hurt.
You could barely formulate 2 sentences till you came to me.
No, that's not true.
I feel like it kind of happened after he got with him, to be honest.
Right. People, okay, so like, I understand what they're trying to do here, but like AJ was a pretty damn good heel in the early days of TNA.
Absolutely.
So he definitely knew how to be a cocky heel and he's gonna you disown him.
That's not good. I'm gonna lay it on the line for you guys right now. You all, every single one of you, you need me. You need me to be somebody. Oof. Shut your mouth. Wow, dude, he's really laying it in on these groups. Oh, he just told Karen to do what she does best and stand behind a man. Jeesh. She's got to get ready for her reality TV show, so. I'll be part of this team under one condition. I am the leader.
So then he's not really part of his team then if he's the leader.
Well, that's why Kurt just did this with his glasses. He's like, excuse me.
I could see you perfectly fine through my glasses, but what?
Don West even says, no way Kurt Angle goes with this. Are you ready to admit to the entire world the man that Christian Cage is? Are you ready? It's a TNA World Champion. What are you talking about? Oh, is Kurt going to shake his hand? Is he agreeing to this?
Do it, Kurt. Do it.
Oh, shit.
He did it.
He did it.
The Christian Coalition Alliance. That's the name.
Wow. He shakes Robert Roode's hand. He goes to shake Takbook's hand. Who does it? This is weird. Skips over Karen. Looks at AJ. Ooh, Christian doesn't want to shake his hand, I don't think.
You'll hug him.
Oh, he put his hand out. Ah, he hugged him, dude. Samoa Joe's music.
Well, is Tracy in the group too?
I would say yes. Here comes Samoa Joe.
Okay.
Who's got a hat on.
Oh, here comes the whole group. Is Samoa Joe publicly going to be like, so I kind of said some things. I was fired up. But
look at this group.
We're united now. And Kaz.
Yeah, so Samoa Joe, Sharmell, Booker T, Kevin Nash, Eric Young, and Kaz.
But the way he said "and Kaz" is like so like he doesn't matter.
10-man tag at Final Resolution.
Final Resolution. Another pay-per-view without a title match? Crazy.
Just about to say that. Or tag team title match.
Right.
Oh, Karen says, why wait till then when we can do it tonight?
We are a TV company.
That is TCB, taking care of business, baby. Why don't you send that crazy stalking tramp wife of yours so I can get it started? So Karen wants to fight Sharmell. I know the real reason you're here. Oh, because of Kurt. Oh. Oh. Oh, right. Is this your perverted husband?
The Reverend.
Oh, okay. But I wouldn't let him touch me. That's good reference. Because who doesn't know about that?
I mean, yeah.
Oh, shit. Sharmell says, I'm going to come whoop your ass. And she just handed the microphone over.
What the fuck?
She's got her huge heels on. Oh, cat fight.
Where the hell's security?
The two husbands break up their wives. It didn't get very far. They just grabbed each other's hair. Hey, Crystal with Team 3D in the back here. Okay, well, you guys are getting challenged to a ladder match tonight for the possession of the X Division title. Okay, so Bob, it sounds like we are getting the 10-man tag tonight. Is that what I heard? Is this correct?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we are definitely getting that match.
Do you think that they might do that tonight and then do a mixed tag or something at the pay-per-view with the wives now?
Oh, that sounds like something they would do.
I think it's going to happen at some point. I mean,
yeah.
Is Sharmell a wrestler, though?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Not to knock them, but it's a weird, if it happens, it's a weird decision to me when you have such a rise of the knockout division with like great matches and like talent, and then it's like we're gonna have a cat fight too. And I feel like it's weird. That's a mixed message to me of how you look at your women's division. I'm not surprised.
Totally agree.
I'm not surprised because Russo Attitude Era-esque kind of stuff too with the cat fight. I get it where it's coming from, but I don't know. It's a weird mixed message. Brother Ray is talking about how he's going to beat the crap out of all three of them, how they've been doing for months, blah, 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 blah. Here's a couple notes for you because he's just talking about the same stuff he always does. Apparently, they're thinking about doing a pay-per-view from Boston or in the Boston market next year, which is kind of exciting. Also, after the tour of Israel last month was canceled due to poor ticket sales, the local Israeli Pro Wrestling Association is trying to bring in a few TNA wrestlers to work on their shows. So still trying to get some people over there. And then I think my last tour note that I had is that they're adding house shows on January 12th in Oklahoma City and January 25th in Troy, Ohio. We're getting around here a little bit. Here comes Team 3D, and I'm assuming Johnny Devine for that ladder match. Also, I guess this is worth noting here as they're doing entrances too. Speaking of filming or taping schedules, we're taping today. This was taped on December 3rd. They also tape on December 4th. Now we are entering the holiday season. So they are also planning to tape television next week on December 10th and December 11th. Both will be 3-hour tapings as they are doing TVs for December 20th, December 17th. I don't know why those are out of order. January 3rd. And then, of course, we have the January 6th pay-per-view. And then they will be going back to the regular scheduled tapings on the 7th and 8th of January. So we're taping a little bit ahead of schedule in preparation for the holidays. It also probably helps that a bunch of these guys will be appearing on the January 4th show, which I'll probably just tell you about that during the main event. about how that's going to affect some of the TV in January. Okay, some reason we just went backstage after those entrances of Team 3D and Johnny Devine for Scott Steiner to take his briefcase now. Believe me, the world title shot is in this briefcase. You think this briefcase has some paper inside? No. This represents me skyrocketing back to the top. Look at how big his arm is. Big Scott Steiner, big
Strap
pop
him up.
Yeah.
Strap him up.
Okay, so Crystal is mentioning Jim Cornette wanted you to look over all of these briefcases, and there's no briefcases. Morgan says, Little Crystal. They're in the hands of the guys who wanted it to be with. Can I just make up a note real quick? Matt Morgan has... Right. Well, Matt Morgan has been here for a decent amount of time at this point, and he still has not wrestled a match.
When did he show up here?
It's like summertime, isn't it?
Was it that long?
And they were sort of teasing Joe versus him, and I feel like, and that never happened.
Yeah, that was definitely.
I don't know, dude. I was just thinking about that because we've heard before he got in how, oh, well, Jim Cornette is a big fan of Matt Morgan and this and that. So you'd think that you'd want him in the ring?
Well, maybe they're thinking that Matt Morgan's return to the ring is just as big as Jeff Jarrett's.
I honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Cornette was that excited about it. Lethal just came out and the machine guns came flying out after. We got new yellow and black gear. Pretty cool. So this ladder match is officially underway.
Yeah, Saban not doing the biker shorts is a better decision.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, you're right. It's also being reported, by the way, for the machine guns that they are going to be going to 01 Max January 1st for a show at Corcoran Hall. It's pretty cool.
The Guns taking Team 3D out with a double dive to the floor into the railing.
It's time, Don, to get the belt back to the Black Machismo as he's grabbing a ladder ringside and hoping to retrieve and gain possession of his X Division Championship. He held it for, a week since he had the belt again, so...
Yeah. Do you think he's going to get it or what?
I think we have to. I think we got to just do it. I think we got to move on from this. Johnny Devine is attacking Lethal here. He's going to try to gain control of Lethal's title.
Which is not a title match for the record.
No,
so Devine would not win the title here. It'd still just be in possession of Team 3D. Which makes all this really silly, I guess.
Yeah. Ooh, reverse Poison Rana here by Chris Sabin, who kind of landed on his head when he did it to Johnny Devine, but he still hit it. He tried to get up and grab the title, but Brother Devon stopped him. Electric chair drops him on his back.
What if Sabin had grabbed the title and then he claimed possession and it still wouldn't go to Lethal?
Oh my God. The machine guns turn heel. Oh, Devon just touched it. But Shelley comes in, stops him. He's going to powerbomb Brother Devon off the ladder here. Boom. Yep. Commercial break.
Break.
Bob, speaking of Johnny Devine, he was in Team Canada for a bit. You remember our friend A1 from Team Canada?
Yep. And that usually means that you have an update on our boy A1.
I do. And apparently it is that he announced his retirement from wrestling.
No.
So he's done. At least at this time. I didn't really look into it, but former TNA talent, done.
Bullshit.
Look at this.
Brother Ray has Lethal for a superplex off the
Oh,
ladder.
That was a pretty big bump for Brother Ray to be taking that suplex.
Yeah. These people are just lunatics.
How do you? Okay, I have a question. This just reminded me, and I feel like you see these at shows often. But how do you feel about like superplexes off the top rope? Like, are you super impressed by that?
No.
Because to me, that's like
It's just a move.
I feel like sometimes it is treated like it's the hardest hit you could possibly do to someone is like doing a superplex, and like I don't know if I feel like that like ever.
No, yeah, I mean that's always been the gimmick.
A huge jawbreaker.
Yeah, I mean,
Alex Shelley's hit on Johnny Devine as Devon then hit the what's the name of it? The move.
Saving Grace.
Saving Grace on Shelley.
Back in like the 80s and 90s when Barry Windham would use it as a finishing move, I mean, people would pop for it. They'd be like, whoa.
I could understand that.
But nowadays, when you got so much more impactful things, it's just like whatever.
Springboard by Chris Sabin taking Brother Devon off the ladder. That is a big bump for even Brother Devon to take, dude. I feel like these guys
he hates heights.
These guys are not. Oh, he does?
Oh, he's terrified. He's terrified of heights.
What?
Yeah. That's why he hates, like, he was like, I really hated being known for TLC because then I knew I'd have to do it again.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he does not do well with heights.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So like a superplex. So if a guy in like AEW, oh no, they both have the belt, Divine and Lethal.
Lethal got
distracted. We're gonna get another fucking dusty finish bullshit.
Well, he hit Jay Lethal in the head with the kendo stick, but Divine has it. Earl regains his vision. Oh, and the bell has rung.
I'm so confused. Why would there need to be a referee distraction in a ladder match?
I think it's just to get heat on Team 3D and Divine. Like, how can we make people hate them even more? Oh, we can do a screwy finish.
He didn't need a sneaky, like...
Wait a second. There's more to the interview with James Mitchell. We might actually get something out of this. I think he's talking about Chris's father. Oh, he's talking shit about Abyss's mother. Gin-soaked gin, she called her, or something like that? I don't know what that is, but... If you were going to get this explanation from Chris, would you be satisfied? Would this be the end of your obsession? I'm tired of being made out to be the bad guy. This obsession will end when and if Chris looks me in the face and tells not only me, but the entire world the secret that only he and I know. I intend on getting that because I'm going to be calling you into the middle of the ring in the impact zone, and I'm going to give you a chance to tell the world what I have always wanted them to know. So next week, bring yourself there. We can end this once and for all. Wow, Bob.
The finish on my superplex.
Oh yeah, sorry.
If an AEW wrestler uses superplex as their finisher, do you think that'd get over?
No.
So
I don't know. We were just at that 2CW show we went to, and I feel like they did that spot at one point, and I feel like it was meant to be. Oh my! Like, I don't know. Maybe just because like when you grow up playing like the video games, you can do it so easily too that it also kind of just killed it for me. It's like, oh, I'm gonna do a suplex off the top. Oh, Jim Cornette is pissed at Matt Morgan here. Where are the briefcases? The briefcases are in the most secure location possible. The 4 individuals who actually won them I talked to them tonight. Each and every one of them has secured their own briefcase. Nobody will touch them, just like you asked, boss. Okay, Cornette thinks that everyone's going to gimmick in there and fiddle with the locks.
That's what I would think.
Yeah, but they've had them in possession for a couple days at this point already. So what's the difference?
Yeah.
I don't like the shit Cornette says. You're going to be standing on the precipice of professional peril. Shut up, dude. That's so corny. I mean, fits, I guess, but... I love the 2 Jeff Jarrett posters that Cornette has behind him randomly in his office now.
Yeah. I noticed those before.
Oh, we're going to our main event. Robert Roode and Tracy. Coming out here first.
Did the volume for your thing like cut out here?
Yeah, I was just about to say, I've completely lost volume on our version here. Oh, there's the #1 fan club member.
I'm sure.
Hey,
and that's back.
Here, as we are doing our entrances for this, let me read you this final note I have for you about the TV stuff going on. So TNA will be getting a TV special on Spike at some point in January, and it's going to be based around airing a few matches involving the TNA wrestlers from the January 4th show at the Tokyo Dome. They were also scheduled to air footage from the 2 shows from December 14th and 15th in Monterrey and El Torrio in Mexico, but that's off now that both shows were canceled due to poor advance ticket sales. They had only sold out the first 2 rows ringside when the local promoters, who were paying the TNA a guarantee for the show and had needed $100,000 houses, they ended up pulling the plug. The last we heard it would be a 1-hour show that would air later in the month. No date is finalized, but at first it was late January, but they were trying to get it moved up to a more, so it's more timely to when the event happened. So they want to like show more talent being popular internationally. We'll try to show fans in the foreign countries waiting for them as they arrive at the airports with banners and stuff like that, and not as much showing just the big matches. So yeah, that's how we're gonna end up airing that. We'll see what they end up producing for that, and I'm kind of excited about it. Christian came out, and here comes Tomko and Styles as well. Kurt Angle is the last person that we need out for this team.
But you would think the leader would come out last. But yeah.
Well, instead he came out second, which is odd. Either come out first or last.
Right. Maybe they're trying to tell us Robert Roode's really the leader.
That's kind of...
No.
I don't know. It's weird. I mean, Kurt's the champion. But like then if Christian is the quote unquote leader, he did come out at a very odd time.
Yeah.
Here comes Kurt Angle, accompanied by Karen. Well, they said that, but I haven't seen her yet.
Well, she's probably behind him.
There he is.
There she is.
Yeah, there she was. In fact, behind him. We were at 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 39 seconds, by the way. We have just under 20 minutes remaining in this show. Earlier tonight, a look at Christian shaking everyone's hand after he shit-talked every single one of them. What a guy. What a guy.
All right, and then we only have 5 more entrances.
I know. Because you know none of them are coming out together.
I truly doubt it, yeah.
Here comes Kaz.
Oh, is Eric Young in this match and he was the lucky
Yeah.
guy? That's funny.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Oh, speaking of.
Now resigning in an undisclosed location. Showtime Eric Young. I'm worried what this is going to do to Eric Young. And what I mean by that is I feel like it's going to feel a little bit forced and it's going to make people not like him.
So I think that them doing this would have been much more beneficial if they had done this maybe 6 months ago.
I think that's fair.
I think they might have waited too long to try to elevate him. But I think it's hard to elevate a comedy character anyway, really.
Right. Well, and talking in hindsight here, I think it takes a while for Eric Young to be taken seriously. Like if you compare 2007 Eric Young with 2025 Eric Young, it's literally the exact opposite. He's kind of like a scary guy on TV. Like you don't want to mess with Eric Young.
Right.
But seeing the transition is pretty crazy.
Well, and I know like he's gone through several different things where he's like, we saw him as serious in Team Canada, and then he became like paranoid.
Yeah.
Funny guy, whatever. And I know he goes serious, and he goes back to being like funny, and I think he goes back to being serious again.
So.
It's like, yeah, I don't know.
Well, I would say he is good at both, but it's just at this point in our timeline, it's just weird. I just want to make a call out of a quote I just read, I think yesterday, where Booker T made a comment. You probably saw this as well. That AEW is the place to go if you want to retire. Like if you're a top star and you can go and just get a paycheck for not doing a whole lot. And he just made his debut here in TNA in 2007 because he didn't want to do a whole lot.
Yeah, if there was ever a place that if you wanted to retire, TNA would have been that. The main event scene of TNA would have been that.
And there were a ton of people. All the comments were like, "Didn't he go to TNA?" Like, so not for nothing.
Sure
I mean, it's okay. He can be a shill. It's fine. But anyways, we are back from commercial break, and Kaz and AJ Styles are starting us off.
I would make the argument that if you want to retire now, you go to WWE.
I would absolutely argue that. That's what people are doing.
I say that because Chris Jericho is, by all accounts, going to be having like a retirement.
Well, you know what I was just thinking about that is this can be a quick side convo here. Of course, it's allegedly rumored Chris Jericho's coming back for this retirement run. Are we about to just keep seeing retirement tour runs now because of what John Cena just did?
Probably.
I suppose Sting sort of did the same thing. He said, "Hey, I'm retiring on this day."
Right.
So is Sting the initiator of the retirement tour run? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's weird. I was just thinking about that because now what if Chris Jericho's trying to do it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Kurt Angle and with Kaz now taking control with a little bit of a headlock, holding down the KAZ. Your enemy's closer. That's right. Kaz ducking the clothesline by Kurt Angle comes back with a spin kick.
Here comes Booker.
Booker on his retirement run.
Can you take it?
Booker and Kurt going at it. Book wearing the black gear this time. He's only worn white so far. We're mixing it up here for TV. High kick by Booker going for a cover. Okay, is this match breaking down or what? Oh, it almost did. It almost did. As Rude is stomping Booker.
No, Andrew Thomas is keeping order. He knows what he's doing. Gracie's just sitting on the job. She doesn't even care.
Spinebuster by Booker T.
Booker with a spine.
Tags in Eric Young.
Oh, great. Eric Young and Rude, of course.
We'll never escape it, dude. Never.
Never. Freaking never.
I don't think we're allowed to.
You've had enough? Nope. It's never enough.
Tags in Christian Cage. Kick to the midsection to Eric Young. Rude made sure to get an extra shot in there. Oh, TNA mobile update. Oh, we can't talk about the details on Impact, though.
Oh. No. Can't say his name. No, really, we can't. It's legal.
Eric Young whipped into the corner. Rolls out to the apron. Tomko attacked Eric Young from behind.
Oh, Nash is here. Nash is throwing forearms like it's Samoa Joe in there. Oh, there goes Rude. Kaz.
Oh, shit.
Nash is
No way. No way. Oh, he stopped himself. I love when he does that.
And he makes a face like, give me a break.
Could you imagine if one day he just did it?
I think he should. Just one time, just be like, screw it.
His body would crumble if he did that, I think.
He probably would.
We're back from commercial.
He would have to steal Shark Boy's gimmick and have his body all wrapped up.
That'd be awesome. Speaking of Shark Boy, we gotta hurry up and drop him on his head or whatever happens. I'm just saying.
Whatever happens.
Christian Cage working the arm of Showtime Eric Young here. The limo driver for this group that does not have a name at this moment.
What doesn't have a name?
Samoa Joe's group here with everyone.
The Samoan Submission
The front
Squad.
line. Oh wait.
No.
Hey.
I'm there in my written reviews, not in this part. How about the shower-uppers?
The shower-uppers.
Because they show up. Yeah.
Showtime Submission Spinneroonie Squad.
Are you trying to like name each character?
The sexy Showtime's sexy Showtime Spinneroonie. What's Kaz do that has an S?
Well, he steals your girl.
That's too long. He's just got to be part of the squad part. He is squad. The sexy Showtime Spinneroonie Squad.
I'm
Submission.
Thinking,
wait.
Well, who's
Big
sexy?
Sexy?
Oh, you're
Yeah,
thinking Big Sexy like Kevin Nash? I'm thinking sexy for Kaz, so you go sexy Gray, Pissed, Spin Rooney, and then Eric Young would have to be like
Employed. Not fired.
Not fired.
AJ Irish whips Eric Young, but comes back with a kick in his face. Oh, AJ pulled him right back as he was trying to go off the ropes there. Back suplex? No. Styles lands on his feet, grabs the ankle of Eric Young. Oh, boot to the face. And an elbow. Eric Young climbing to the top? Styles crotched him, though. Uh-oh. What's Styles thinking? Back suplex from the middle rope? Eric Young off the top, but Eric lands right on him. A little awkwardly.
Now, what's more impressive, a superplex or a back suplex off the top?
Back suplex, because there's more of a risk of injury, I think. You're getting landed on your head, theoretically, more than your back.
A snap power slam by Tomko. Remember, Samoa Joe.
Oh!
Samoa Joe just did it, damn.
Oh, that's shit.
Should have been dirty. Styles with a moonsault. Yeah, KEZ with a slingshot DDT to Styles. I want to note that Booker has done nothing in that whole exchange.
I thought we were about to see everyone run in and do their thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe Booker was next.
Nah.
And he was like, nah.
I'm not feeling it.
This is my retirement run.
This is where you go to retire, sucker.
Nash is cleaning house. Big boot, kind of, too.
He's going to do one for Christian Cage. Oh, he hit him with that one.
Cage. That was a good one. That was a good one. Anything with Kurt?
Yeah.
Jack.
You want to see it?
Do it.
Oh, someone just swore.
I think Rude just said, oh shit, when he got picked up for the side slam.
That's funny. I like that this airs late enough where I would think that you wouldn't need to do that.
Yeah,
on Spike TV.
That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, it's just shit. Who cares?
Angle slam, but Booker countered.
I mean, it's always blown my mind that they would censor shit, but then like on daytime television, they can just use racial slurs. Like,
I don't understand. Booker T just went for the axe kick.
I've never understood that.
Oh,
what the hell was that?
Booker T went for the axe kick at a weird, awkward position and fell over the top rope. And then Samoa Joe got Irish whipped and then did like a weird flop to the outside and almost hurt himself. And then the referee just got pulled out by Christian Cage.
I don't even know what it looked like. He was trying to do like a press, but like sideways.
Robert Roode just took out Nash by the knee and then gets thrown a chair. Referee is down on the floor.
Oh, this is not gonna.
Oh, Christian Cage is looking at him. He said, "Give me the chair."
Give him the chair, dude.
Eric Young is climbing up on the top. Drop kicks, hits Roode with the chair on accident. And don't worry, Big Kev hits to the midsection. The jackknife powerbomb! And Kevin Nash gets the pin on Robert Roode.
Okay, so we're setting up, I think, Christian versus Roode for final resolution. I would have to guess here. It's going to be a very short-lived...
yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised about that. It was the way they got together was like, this isn't going to work, really.
Yeah, this is not going to mesh.
Okay, that angle makes it look like he hit Roode way harder than the other angle. We're showing a replay here.
Are you meaning to tell me they used the wrong camera
They're
shot?
good at that. Oh,
get out of here.
Tracy's laughing after Rude got pinned. That was a quick show there, but Christian and Rude arguing in the ring. Oh, a push. We're falling apart at the seams already. That's what the leader's got to do. Kurt understands. Christian is the leader. He has got it. Oh, shit. He just pie-faced Rude. Look at he's grabbing around the throat, bro. Oh, shit. Kurt just attacked Christian Cage in the back with the TNA title.
That's about right.
Damn it. AJ's trying to stop him. Stop him and Rude, really. Tomko's just staying off to the side.
Oh yeah, Rude is like not hesitating now. He's going. AJ's trying to make the save. Okay. Tomko's like, I'm out.
Interesting.
I feel like I can relate to Tomko because I'd be like, okay.
Rude's just laying punches on Christian Cage, and Styles is locked in a body lock by Kurt Angle. And now we've switched, so Rude's pushing Styles around as Angle's laying him in. Ankle locked in on Christian Cage. Styles is trying to stop it. Oh, and we go off the air with Broken for the vein. Wait, yeah, we never learned the contents of the briefcases, but it sounds like next week we will be.
Next week, dude.
Okay, so next week we will see. And we have each person who's got one talking about their briefcase. Everyone assumes they have the World Heavyweight title. Except BG, who goes. So BG just says, there won't be a pink slip in mine. X Division Lumberjack strap match also. Johnny Devine and Jay Lethal. Okay, so we already have some stuff set up for next week, and we are officially off the air. Bob, what did you think of the first episode following Turning Point?
Well, let me give that a thumbs up.
I thought that was a pretty solid show. I really enjoyed it. I think that was really well done. We built up angles throughout the show that affected what we were watching. We have stuff built up for next week. Pretty good follow-up for Turning Point, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really complain about that. Yes. Yeah, that's not bad. And that so there's two ways we can do this whole Christian thing. You can have him with Rude at Final Resolution, or I guess Kurt now.
Right.
Do we have AJ associate with Christian now?
I think
because he has.
I think you do.
Christian.
Yeah, I do. I think you have to switch that. And Tomko's kind of neutral, which works out since AJ and him are tag team champions, so you almost kind of need him to be. Yeah, so yeah. I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, so what we've got then for next week is maybe another arguably loaded show, because we should have the Feast or Fire briefcase reveals. I would imagine Christian having comments about what's happened here. We can't forget about Father James Mitchell revealing the secret that he's been wanting to tell everybody, but Abyss has not wanted.
Abyss has so many secrets, dude.
A lot. I mean, how many people were going into that boiler room at the asylum and talking to this guy to get all these secrets out of him? Right. It's crazy. And then, as we just saw, there's going to be a lumberjack match between Jay Lethal and Johnny Devine. So, quite a bit going on for next week. Yeah, this was, I think, a pretty good episode coming out of the pay-per-view. It looks like Angle and Cage are going to be our main program, and I don't necessarily hate that.
Well, that sounds good to me. I am looking forward to it. And, well, there's only one way to get there.
Okay, well, Dallas probably has to be. All right, well, be sure to join us for next episode, which is going to be the January 13th. Yes,
December.
December 13th, 2007 episode of Impact. So until then, for Dallas Gridley, I am Bob Colling Jr., and this has been the TNA Across the Line podcast.